JC here from Toy News International, and today I'm coming at you with another news video. I've only got a couple of news items I have to share with you guys today, and then I have a ton of Q&A questions from the last news video from you guys I'm going to try and answer today. But before we get into that, I just wanted to give you a quick update. We're heading into the holidays. This is the week before Christmas. As I'm filming this is Thursday, and Christmas will be this coming Monday. I will be spending Christmas and the weekend with my family and my nieces and stuff, so I am hoping to get some videos pre-recorded and in the pipeline, so there's not really a break in videos going up over the course of the next several days. I can't guarantee there won't be a break, especially maybe on Christmas Day. I might not get a video up. Definitely not going to be working on Christmas Day, and hopefully you guys won't be either. But again, I am going to try and shoot. I've got a ton of stuff that I need to get reviewed and want to get up. So that's why I'm kind of pushing through to try and get as many up and ready to go before I head out for the holidays. And I do hope, this is probably the last time I'm going to be talking with you guys one-on-one. So let me just say, I wish you guys a very happy holidays and a Merry Christmas. Hopefully you won't have to work and can spend with your friends and family, and hopefully you'll end up getting everything you asked for under the Christmas tree this year, or wherever it is, however it is you exchange gifts. But anyway, for the channel, I just wanted to update what you can tentatively expect to see reviews of over the course of the next few days. So either tomorrow or Saturday at the latest, I hope to have reviews of the new DC Comic Multiverse figures. This is the wave with the Wonder Girl figure and the Dark Knight 3 Wonder Woman figure and the Dr. Psycho Collect and Connect figure. Now I won't be getting the two Super Friend figures in that wave. I don't plan on picking those up. I didn't get the previous two since they're basically just repaints. I may eventually get them, I don't know, but at this time I don't currently have those two figures. But I do plan on reviewing the Wonder Girl, the Wonder Woman, and then the Collect and Connect figure from that wave, which hopefully will be tomorrow. I'm expecting the figures to actually arrive in the mail tomorrow, and then hope if they come early enough tomorrow, I'll try and get those up tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then I will get them up on Saturday. And then the other thing I'll be doing next, reviewing, if I don't get the Multiverse up tomorrow, then I will be posting a review of the new NECA Toys RoboCop versus Terminator 2-pack, the one with the dog. So look for that. And if I do get the Multiverse figures up tomorrow, then the RoboCop set will go up on Saturday. And then other things I have to review is the Black Series, Star Wars Black Series 6-inch Rose figure. That I'm looking at probably next Tuesday. I also have a Pinky and the Brain Q figure set from QMX. If I get a review up on Christmas Day, that is probably what I will post on Christmas Day. It's more of a statue thing than a figure thing, but if you're a Pinky and the Brain fan, you'll probably want to check that out. Now, obviously, you'll probably be spending it with family and stuff, so if you can't watch on Christmas Day, I completely understand, but hopefully you'll come back and check it out the day after or what have you. And I'm not working on Christmas Day, so don't worry about that. It's just if I can get enough of these reviews done before I head out for the holidays, this is how the schedule will go. And then the other thing I have to review is the Revoltech Magneto figure. I'm looking tentatively to get that review up on Sunday. After that, after those things, then basically I'm going to be starting reviews of the new Black Panther wave, the Marvel Legends Black Panther wave that has started to hit, and I will have reviews up then. I know a lot of reviewers are already starting to get reviews of those figures up, but I won't get my hands on them until after I get back for Christmas, so those definitely won't be until next week. I probably will be pairing those up in twos, minus the Iron Man. I'll probably do the Iron Man as its own review, and then do the two female figures in the wave, the two Black Panther movie figures, which one of them is the Build-A-Figure, and I'll probably do those as one review, and then the Submariner and Black Bolt figure, the comic book figures, I will do in another review, and then the Black Panther movie figure and the Killmonger figure I'll do in another review. Also, going back to the Multiverse figures, I don't if I mentioned this, but I plan on doing those three figures, the Wonder Woman, the Wonder Girl, and the Dr. Psycho, all as one review. I don't think they warrant doing individual reviews of, so look for those to be done as one single review, again, either tomorrow or Saturday. And then after that, I don't have anything set. I do have a couple of Mezco 112 collective figures that I am going to be reviewing. I don't know exactly when they will be arriving, so I don't know when exactly they'll be the reviews up. But the Deathstroke figure and the Wolverine, the New York Comic Con Tiger Stripe Wolverine, Wolverine probably towards the end of next week, right before New Year's, I'll probably get up. Deathstroke, I'm not sure because I don't know when it's going to actually arrive. But those are in the pipeline as well. So hopefully you guys will check all those out. I know, again, there's a lot of reviews for some of these already out there, but hopefully you guys will still check these out. I do really appreciate it when you watch the reviews. I can't always get these figures in time to be like the first to post reviews of. So again, I understand that you've probably seen reviews for many of these figures already. And again, really appreciate when you check out a review, even if it's a review of something that's been out for a little while. Okay, so let's get into the news for this week. I really only have 2, maybe 3 items that I wanted to talk about. So the first thing is news that just broke today, and that's the reveal of a new Marvel Legends figure, specifically a Black Panther figure. Now, we had posted about this actual listing a couple weeks ago. This listing came from Robot Kingdom, which is one of our sponsors, but they're also an overseas e-tailer. So this is here in the United States. This figure is going to be a Walmart exclusive, at least according to Robot Kingdom it is. This figure has not actually been officially announced by Hasbro yet. So I guess, as far as it being a Walmart exclusive, you might take that with a grain of salt until Hasbro officially announces it. But that's what Robot Kingdom is saying, is here in the United States, it'll be a Walmart exclusive. And not only... They have messed up in the past where, like, originally they were one of the ones, I think, first ones to announce the previous Black Panther exclusive figure, which they had originally said was going to be a Walgreens exclusive, but in fact was a Walmart exclusive. So that's why I'm only saying that, we don't have it confirmed 100% that here in the United States it'll be a Walmart exclusive. But likely that is what it'll be. The figure's definitely coming. Robot Kingdom has now released images of the figure. And so it's the Black Panther Hero Panther. Now, originally, I thought this was a movie figure because we see this look for Black Panther with the energy effect, the pink lines and everything, which is supposed to be an energy effect of some type. That we see that in the movie. And so that was my initial thought, was this was a movie figure. I haven't been reading the more recent Black Panther comic book titles, so I'm not up to date on what his costume looks, but Dewey had sent me an update saying that in fact this looks more like it's based on his comic book costume from the 2016 comic book series. So I believe this is actually not a movie figure but a comic book figure, and is basically with that energy effect. So he's got those purple lines throughout the costume, and he's got some purple effects you can put on his fists, which we've seen before, and then the figure also comes with an extra pair of hands. Marvel Comics even did a variant comic of this figure a while back, so definitely, even though this look does kind of appear in the movie, this looks like it is actually a comic book figure. Now, I have no idea when it's going to see release here in the United States. Probably early next year, but again, since Hasbro's not even officially announced this figure, I don't have any of those details. But Robot Kingdom is expecting to start shipping these out overseas as early as January 1st. So if you want to get this figure early, you will have to pay overseas shipping, but you can order it there and get it basically early next month if you wanted to. And I'll put a link to it in the video description below if you want to check out the actual pre-order listing for that. Okay, the second thing I wanted to share with you guys is from last week, and these are just official images that Kyoto finally released for their upcoming Revoltech Carnage figure. And while I'm not a huge Revoltech fan, if you watch my reviews of the Revoltech figures, I'm not usually a very huge fan of these, but I think this figure looks incredible. I mean, the Revoltech design is almost a perfect fit for Carnage. And you would think even Venom, but I really wasn't impressed with their Venom figure. But again, this Carnage figure just looks incredible. So definitely, even though I'm not really a huge Revoltech fan normally, I am looking forward to this figure. So this figure, just to give you official details, is going to be released in May of 2018. The figure is said to stand about 6.1 inches tall. It's going to have over 40 points of articulation. The figure is going to have a figure stand, 3 pairs of eyes, 2 pairs of normal hands, and then 2 sickle-shaped hands, 2 sword-shaped hands, 2 axe-shaped hands, and 2 needle-shaped hands. Also, you're going to get 4 symbiote parts that are large, and then 4 symbiote parts which are medium-sized, and then 4 symbiote parts which are small-sized. and then 2 connection pieces for the extension pieces of the symbiote costume. So this figure is going to be chocked with a lot of accessories, a lot of pieces and everything. Again, it's going to be released in May of 2018. And even if you're not normally a Revoltech fan like myself, you may want to check this one out. It is up for pre-order at places like Big Bad Toy Store, and I'll put a link to that in the video description below. Now, the only final thing I just wanted to touch upon briefly was last week, Thursday, it was officially announced that Disney is buying 20th Century Fox, as was rumored. So X-Men, Fantastic Four, Deadpool are all heading back home to Marvel. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, but again, there had been rumors like that Fantastic Four wasn't going to be included in the deal. That is incorrect. Fantastic Four is returning to Marvel. Now, I don't know at this stage, we don't know how it's going to impact the Marvel Cinematic Universe, how soon we might start seeing these characters. I find it hard to believe they're really going to be able to do much with Infinity War, since that pretty much is completed. They might be able to do, film an extra scene or something as an after credit scene, but I wouldn't expect these characters to play a large role in the upcoming movie. Again, we might see some hints or something. It would even be cool if maybe you see, they throw in some scenes where you see characters fighting in the street or something. I don't know. But as it is, I wouldn't expect that this news to have a huge impact on the Infinity War movie, since they're just such, so far along with that movie. I just don't think they could do much with these characters at this point. However, going forward, obviously, we're going to start seeing these guys incorporated. I personally hope that Hugh Jackman does continue to play Wolverine. He has said he doesn't want to, but, my experience is, if there's enough money involved, you can have your mind changed. So I'm really hoping that they convince Hugh Jackman to continue to play Wolverine into these Marvel Cinematic movies. Now, also, what's going to happen with the movies Fox was planning on doing, the X-Men movies, like the Dark Phoenix saga. It's unclear if they're going to go forward with that movie. Deadpool 2 is definitely going to happen. That, don't expect any real changes with that movie. But beyond that, I really don't know what Disney plans on doing. I mean, for me personally, I kind of hope beyond Deadpool, they just kind of scrap everything and start over. I really, wasn't that excited about this upcoming X-Men movie. So, I would be, I don't mind if they transfer some of the actors who are playing some of these characters over into the, these new Disney-based X-Men movies and stuff. But definitely, I hope they kind of just start with a clean slate. Deadpool, since it really didn't have a strong connection with the actual X-Men movies, I think they could get away with that and not affect Deadpool in any real way. But again, we don't really know those details at this time. I'm sure that stuff will be, as we go along, we'll start hearing more and more about that. There's been no official, and I've seen some like YouTube titles come up saying, X-Men Dark Phoenix has been canceled. There's been no official word that they are canceling that movie. And in fact, because I'm guessing they're so far along with it, that they probably won't, just because it would be a huge loss of money if they did. But again, I don't know at this point. Now, one thing I'm very excited for with this whole deal is I really would love to see as a bad guy that is incorporated into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, not just with Fantastic Four, but overall, kind of like the Thanos type character, is Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom has never been done correctly in the movies, and he is one of Marvel Comics' best villains, and so I really would love to see Dr. Doom done correctly as a major villain, not just a one-film villain, but a major villain for like one of the upcoming phases of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That is my personal hope, is something that we see. Okay, so that's it for news this week. Now on to the Q&A portion. So if you're not familiar with this, this is where you guys ask questions in the comment section of these news videos. You just put Q&A next to it, and then I will try and get to it. Now, normally I only do maybe 3 or so questions a video, but since we're light on the news side this week, I wanted to go on and do a bunch of your Q&A questions. So I've got about 14 different questions from you guys from the last video, so let's just start with these. So the first one comes from Markel Davis, and he asks, Q&A, do you think there will be a DC Multiverse version of Arrow Season 5 Arrow figure? And if so, how long do you think it will take Mattel to build one? So I can't say 100%, certainly nothing's been announced, but if you're asking my honest opinion, no, I do not. They've already done an Multiverse Arrow figure, and Mattel, to me, is not one to like do a different version. So I would not personally expect that. I do think there's a good possibility we could see, you know, something like that done from DC Collectibles. If you caught the news video last time, you know, I mentioned that I got word that that line is not done. I don't know what's coming for it or when we'll see figures, but you know, I would expect a better chance of seeing something like that from DC Collectibles than Mattel in the Multiverse line. Next question comes from Boy. I think I'm pronouncing that right. What would your dream Marvel Legends wave be? So that's a really tough question, and I'm not sure I really could come up with an entire dream wave. However, thinking about that question, something that I would like to see, which I think would be cool, is something like a classic New Warriors box set. I would love to see the classic New Warriors done as figures and as a box set. I think it would be cool, especially Night Thrasher. I'd really love to see a Marvel Legends Night Thrasher figure. So I wouldn't necessarily call it a dream wave, but definitely that is something that I would like to see. Next question comes from Preston Hartberg, who asked, do you think NECA's Batman vs. Alien and Superman vs. Alien 2-packs will actually happen? I've been very much looking forward to them. Well, Preston, at last I'd heard these are, you know, NECA is still having issues with getting these things released. They have not said that they're done, so there is still hope for them, but obviously they're not coming out this year like they originally were supposed to, and have no idea when we might see them, if we see them at all. I do know that Randy from NECA Toys was pretty passionate about these, so I'm sure he's doing everything possible to try and get these figures released. But again, there seems to be a lot of red tape in the way that could basically sink these figures from actually ever seeing release, unfortunately. That is a real possibility, I think. But I do know NECA has not given up on these, and so it is certainly still a possibility. Nerd Power asks, there was a Wonder Woman figure that was supposed to come out in the spring, but it never came out. It was Mattel's DC Comic Multiverse figure of the Wonder Woman David Finch God of War suit. Do you have any idea why the figure has not been released? I know the figure you're talking about. This figure was shown off at San Diego Comic-Con back in 2016. Originally, it was listed as being part of the Batbot Collect and Connect wave, which has come out. So it is possible that that figure could be an exclusive that just has not been released yet. Mattel never really gives a heads up about these exclusive figures. So that's a possibility, you know, but again, I really have not heard anything on that figure since back at San Diego Comic-Con. So unfortunately, I can't give you anything specific, but I would guess that they will eventually find some way to get that figure out. I just don't know when and where. You know, maybe, you know, it'll be held up as an exclusive for one of these upcoming waves if it doesn't actually make it out with the Batbot wave. I don't think I'm kind of leaning towards it won't be part of the Batbot wave just because that wave has been out for quite a while now. And again, no indication whatsoever of an exclusive figure being released. But I'll never say never, so it's certainly possible we could still see it for that wave as an exclusive, or again, maybe it's just been pushed back. But I have not heard anything official from Mattel on that figure, and really no word on that figure since San Diego Comic-Con of 2016. Next question comes from Sakuragi, and I probably mispronounced that, Sakuragi 10. But he asks, are the DC Collectibles DC Icons line being canceled? And the answer is yes. They basically announced at San Diego Comic-Con that they were phasing out the icons in favor of their new DC Essentials line. We saw pre-orders for the first wave of that go up last month, so don't really expect much more from DC Icons. They haven't officially said that they'll never do another DC Icon figure, but for the most part, that line is done. Next question comes from New Avenger 68, who asked, do you know when the Walmart exclusive Thanos figure is coming? I don't have a specific release date, but that figure should see release early to mid next year. Probably, I'm guessing, February to April timeframe. Again, I don't have a specific release date, but that is when I would expect to start seeing it. Steve McCann asks, any plans on a NECA 1/4 scale comic book version of Wolverine? So nothing that's been announced about Wolverine, but now that Disney has gotten the rights back for X-Men and everything, I would expect more companies to start releasing X-Men figures. So Wolverine is always a popular one, so I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see one. Again, nothing has been officially announced at this time, but with everything that's happening, I think there's probably a good chance we could see something like that down the road. Probably comic book over movie version, but then again, you never know. If it's movie version, it's probably going to be a while, but comic book version I could definitely see happening in the somewhat near future. Now, another thing I wanted to note, which I forgot to mention during the news portion, was that Dwight Stahl has already been teasing that he's really excited to be getting to work on X-Men figures and stuff with this deal happening. So definitely from Hasbro standpoint, you know, I think we can start expecting to see a lot more X-Men and even Fantastic Four and stuff. I mean, they were already starting to do figures of those, but I think we'll start seeing even more of those now, now that this deal has happened. Mr. I'm not even going to try with this one, sorry. But he's asking, will we see another Netflix Marvel Legends wave with Luke Cage and Iron Fist? So nothing's been officially announced, but I would say almost certainly we will see those figures done eventually. Good chance we might see those at Toy Fair. But again, nothing officially has been announced at this time. Blade Wilson asks, are you going to review the Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure Gladiator Hulk wave? So I do have that wave, but by the time I got that wave, it'd been out for so long and so many reviews up on YouTube for that wave that I don't plan on reviewing it, at least not on YouTube. I have been doing some reviews on my Facebook page of older stuff that I don't think are going to get a lot of views on YouTube. So I might eventually do a review of that wave, like on Facebook or something like that, or a written review on Marvelous News if I get the time, but it is not a priority since, you know, Shartimus Prime already reviewed those figures for Marvelous News, which we posted a while ago, and those figures have been out forever. So I figure if you're going to buy those figures at this point, you've probably already made that decision. But again, if you want to see reviews of older stuff that you know might not end up on my YouTube page, definitely, you know, hit me up with a friend request on Facebook, and you might see something like that on there. Reese asks, will you do a collection video? So I will do a collection video at some point. I am saving that for like a landmark, something like hitting 50,000 subscribers. So if you guys want to help make that happen sooner rather than later, I'd really appreciate it. And definitely, you know, if you guys can help with that and we get that 50,000 subscriber mark, I will definitely do a collection video at that point. Trevor Muller asks, when is the Mr. Fantastic I assume Marvel Legend figure coming out? And again, I don't have a specific release date on that, but that again, we should see in the early to mid-year time frame next year. So again, probably like with the Thanos figure, I'm expecting it sometime between February. Actually, this one might go a little bit later in the year because we've got multiple Walgreens this is a Walgreens exclusive, obviously, but you know, we've got multiple Walgreens exclusives coming, so I don't know exactly which order they're going to do. If it's the first Walgreens exclusive figure they do for the year, then it'll definitely be in the earlier part of the year. But if it gets pushed back and is released as like the second Walgreens exclusive, then expect it later in the year. Unfortunately, again, I don't have a specific release date, but that's generally how those exclusive figures work. Leonardo asks, do you think the first wave of DC Essentials has enough hype for it not to be canceled? I personally asked my comic shop to get me the whole wave. I certainly hope so. I think the response I've been seeing from collectors, at least initially, has been mostly positive. Obviously, there are those who are upset that the Icons line is being canceled in favor of this line, but I still think overall the response has been pretty positive with these. Now, proof will be really, you know, I think this first wave will definitely see release. And really from there, though, we'll have to see how well that wave does as far as whether we'll see other waves. Random Gamer asks, is there any news on the new Marvel Legends Spider-Man wave? So I'm not sure which wave you're referring to specifically, but there's been no specific news on Spider-Man Marvel Legends since New York Comic Con. So if you're talking about the wave that was there and everything, there's really been nothing new. I'm not sure what more news you'd be looking for on that other than maybe a specific release date. I expect that wave probably to see release early this coming year. But beyond that, if you're asking like another wave beyond that, There's some rumors flying around, but nothing concrete enough for me to report about. And so, no, I have no specific details to share with you on anything beyond that. And then the final question comes from Gonzalez, who asks, are you a homosexual? So no, I'm not, but if I were, I certainly hope you wouldn't have an issue with that. There's nothing wrong with being a homosexual. So I personally am not, but again, if I were, I really hope you're not indicating you would have an issue with that, or that that's a bad thing or something if I were. Okay, so that's it for this week's Q&A. Again, if you have a question you'd like me to try and answer, please ask it in the comment section down below, and I will try and get it in the next news video, which will probably be next week at the earliest, but maybe not even into an actual news video until after New Year's. Just really depends on how things go. But again, I hope you guys have a great holiday and a Merry Christmas. And I look forward to hearing from you guys and what you get for the holidays. Hopefully it'll be some cool action figures. Please, if you're so inclined, like this video and hit that subscribe button down below. If you're not a subscriber, helping me get to that 50,000 mark so I can do a collection video will be greatly appreciated. And also, please feel free to follow me on my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts. I have links to those in the video description as well. Until next time, guys, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and I'll catch you later.